Hello everyone, thank you for joining in. We are back again for some Mass Effect Mondays. Just give Carl a call. It's always a bit unsettling playing Mass Effect with like the starting tune screen, because it's just... There's never any like music on the ship or anything, and I'm just like... Could you not just have a bit of ambient background music? Like, all these workers on the ship have just got nothing to listen to. Give Carl a call. Get him in. Oh, there we go. We want Mass Effect Carl. I don't know. Depends what the story is. Yeah. God. Oh. Hang on. Maybe, is Carl now coming through for everyone?
You can fuck off. You are not getting
here,
me,
Carl? Now he is. Okay, cool. So yeah, Carl's in the middle of playing Hades at the same time, so he might be slightly preoccupied.
Yeah, you are not getting me to go onto my PC. I'm sorry. It's just not happening. I'm playing too much Hades.
So yeah, last time, we did kind of the... Don't want to see the tutorial stuff, but like the tutorial-y kind of stuff. Did like the first opening mission and all that, so now we've got kind of a bit more, just a bit more openness to the game. We've got 2 priority missions. So discovering a Prothean artifact on Eden Prime.
Is this like the previous game though, where it like pushes the story forward? Do you know? Because I can't remember quite.
In what sense?
Like, do you remember in the last game where it's like, oh, if you do this mission, it pushes it all the way forward?
Oh, right. I don't think there's that in Mass Effect 3 as far as I'm aware. Like, I think the priority missions are like ways that we will go and get new squad mates, I think.
Okay, so it's cool shit.
And then I think these other ones are just like other side quests that we can go do. But yeah, I think Mass Effect 3, as far as I can tell and remember, I might have to look it up. Getting some Renegade mode in. But yes, like, as far as I can remember, it's just, hey, there's like priority missions, and there's also missions where like can't remember what the Reapers hovering over the map mean. But
they look pretty threatening.
Yeah, I think that might just be a thing of like, hey,
don't go there.
Well, no, not even that. Just like, look how much of the Reapers have taken over the galaxy so far.
Do you also what it is? It's a way to make the map look bigger than it actually is.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not allowed to go here. So I was doing that in Fallout 4, and wow, this map's massive. Then I realised half the map is water, and the other, like, a quarter and a half is water, and the other quarter, and another quarter is the irradiated sea where you can't go.
Oh yeah, where you basically die instantly.
So that's a good way. That's a good way of making the map look real big.
But yeah, I don't think we can just challenge them, no. But
I think you can just like bum rush through the game, though, right?
As far as I'm aware, you can, but you'll get like worse endings and shit.
Yeah, but if you want to like bum rush through, you can just go straight to like the shittest possible ending.
So it's explaining to us here what the Reapers on the map mean. So it's like,
okay.
The Normandy is equipped with a new and improved scanning pulse that can detect objects of interest. Use this to uncover war assets, artifacts, intel, and fuel as you fly around the system. Be aware,
this is a cool
however,
thing, yeah. You'll sometimes find like cool shit.
Yes, you will, yeah. Be aware, however, that each time the pulse is used, the chance that Reapers will enter the system to investigate is increased. If a Reaper enters the system you are in, flee and wait until you have completed a mission before returning. So I think
any of the, like... Mass Effect 2 is like, well, I'm just going to get every single fucking resource.
Yeah, exactly. So like
It's to stop people doing that shit.
People just sitting there and farming every single planet. They've put like Reapers on top of certain systems, and I think it's just like, yeah, if there's a Reaper hovering over that system, you're not safe. So I mean, yeah.
Do you know what? That's a clever way of stopping people from just mashing all the resources. Because you know that's what people were going to do, right?
Because like, yeah, exactly. If we start just scanning a few times here, like, are we then going to encourage the Reapers in? That's always like the worst part of surgeries, is like the bits where they're like, yeah, you can't eat from this point, or like you can't eat and drink. Like it's when they're like, you can't even have water. It's like, okay.
And not having water's rough. It's like, what's that gonna do? Come on.
Well, it's because they need your stomach contents empty, right?
Yeah,
and like even water is something inside your stomach. So scanning on this system appears to have found fucking nothing. But I am curious.
Fly outside the Citadel and just scan 1,000 times. Blow the Reapers in. Do you believe me now? Do you believe me now? Get all the Reapers in.
Oh, here we go, yeah. So we're in a different system, and as soon as we press scan, the Reaper alertness starts like popping the fuck off.
I found something.
Reaper's like, what's going on this thread?
I wonder what happens when like... So it does still have the Mass Effect 2 like chances. But it doesn't seem to have like the same resource system. It's just to find points of interest this time. There doesn't seem to be any like, there's not that little radar on the right hand side where it's like vibrate every 3 seconds when you get relatively close to something.
Yeah, they've really streamlined it.
They really have, yeah.
For better and worse.
So if we ping this system once more, the Reapers are in. So the Reapers just basically are going to follow you and chase you on this little map bit until you're like, get the fuck out.
Like a stunt on, they're like, woo!
I got an achievement unlocked for that as well.
It's pretty like, elegant solution. That's like contextualizing in the story of, you can't, well, what about, I can just go to every single planet. You know what some people would do if they get told you need resources? They would go to every single planet one by one.
Well, that's what people did in Mass Effect 2, right?
Yeah, and scrape them for every resource possible.
It's like, I went to a couple of resource-heavy planets and just was like, cool, that'll do. But on Mass Effect 2, I'm sure there were people who were completely stonked out of their mind with resources because they just went to every single planet.
Yep. And they're just like, oh, look at your team. Look at this lovely team of 2 people.
There's quite a lot of appearance options for Liara there.
Well, she's like, the fan favourite, right?
Mm-hmm.
Also, Lucas, I'm not going to spoil Hades 2 for you.
Don't spoil
I'm going to say,
fucking shit, Carl.
They have continued the funniest joke in the entire series.
Okay.
So what's the scariest enemy in the entire game? In Hades 1, what's the one enemy that Zagreus is scared of?
I can't remember.
It's the tiny rat.
You
know, like when you get the tiny rat, Zagreus goes, "Not the tiny vermin, no." There's I was going through going on a run, and suddenly Melanie's like, something's wrong here. There's a great evil afoot, and then the tiny rat came out. It's like, not the tiny rat.
Paul, have you seen some of these options though for James?
Give that one
that looks fine, just like some pretty military gear, and then this fucking shit rocks up.
Give him the douchebag shades, fuck it.
It's like, why not? And then just this as well of the really bad looking scouter. Like James putting on a fucking monocle. You know what? Let's give him the monocle. And we are getting noise through on this.
It's just a very
Maybe
quiet.
I
There's
can
no
turn
sound.
it up a little bit, because, like...
There's no sound in space, that's why.
Yeah, that's true. I just was, saying earlier before I called you, like, none of the crew have any music to listen to on the ship or anything. It's, like, just complete silence while you're waiting in the map. It's so unfair.
Yeah, you're... Here's one for you, Luke. Like, what's, like, something in, like, a piece of media where you know that it's not the way that it works, but you don't care? I think for me, it's there's no sound in space. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Oh, yes, yeah. Like, Star Wars would be shit without any noises, right?
Yeah, but when people complain about it, it's like, or like, go for Room of Cool. So is there something like that for you? Because sound in space is one thing. I know there's no sound in space, but in a movie, I want to hear sound in space.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless it's like, unless they're doing it for a scene like in Gravity and stuff, where it's like complete silence.
I think it works if it's like, you know, that one specific scene, for example, but when there's entire, like, movie set in space, like a, you know, a Star Wars where there's massive battles and shit, it's like, it doesn't matter. Just make it happen. Make it work. Yeah, good luck, Shadow, yeah. Like, obviously, you know, I know it is anxiety-inducing. I've had a few surgeries over the past couple of years, and, like, it never really gets any better. So I do appreciate that, but yeah, good luck.
So I think...
Go on, Cole.
No, the other one for me is lighting.
Oh, yeah,
have you seen, like, the discussion lately of, like, why do movies look like shit? And it's because they keep trying to give them realistic lighting.
And it's like, you know, same, you know, the fucking Lord of the Rings quote that you pulled for Fat Fiend of, like, it doesn't matter where the lighting comes from, it comes from the same place, like, the fucking music does.
Yeah, have you seen, like, people are going back and looking at, like, here's just a middle-of-the-road blockbuster that got, like, 6 out of 10. Like, 25 years ago, and it looks like a fucking work of art, because it's actually lit well. And the framing's interesting. It's not just, like, everything is just, like, dark. And the sound is, like, super bombastic and meaty. Because it's not like that thing of, like, realistic and understated.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the greatest, like, modern examples of that, just in terms of bad lighting, is, was it the Battle of Winterfell, was it, in Game of Thrones? It was the really poorly lit one?
Yeah, never forget that, like, they legit tried to say the reason it looks bad is because your TV's not adjusted properly.
Yeah. And I do admit
like, the real
portion
reason
of it was because it was people streaming it.
Of course, yes, but...
So it will look better on, like, a fucking 4K Blu-ray or whatever.
But here's the thing, Lucas. Like, do you know the real reason why it doesn't look good? It's the people editing it. There's a special TV that you can't buy it. It's not like a thing anyone could buy, but they use it for color grading.
Oh, and they, like, because they were making it look good on that TV, it looks awful on regular TV.
Yeah, this color grading TV costs £80,000, and it's a CRT.
Okay.
So it's like, it's the most accurate you will get, and they've made it for cinema screens. So they used on that, but it crushed all the blacks.
Yep. Yeah, this is still super quiet. What?
So I can't hear it on my end as well, unless you want to stream it to me. So if you stream it to me, that'll give me the noise of, like, the talking and stuff.
Oh, cool, okay.
Yeah, I won't be able to see it because it's on my phone, but I will be able to hear, like, dialogue and stuff. I'll know when...
Well, currently, I can barely fucking hear dialogue.
I can hear a little bit.
What's going on here? What have I done to myself?
Oh, no. No. Palaven. We have an old friend.
Yeah, there's, like, no music.
Holy hell. They're getting decimated.
Strongest military in the galaxy, and the Reapers are obliterating it. Was it like this on Earth? Yes. Shepard.
I think there might just be no music.
Yeah.
Potentially,
Commander,
yeah.
the LZ's getting swarmed.
James,
But
open that hatch.
Let's give it a second and see what happens, because now I can at least hear the dialogue. Yeah, there is music, yeah.
okay, just not doing that scene for some reason.
I guess to try and, like... Because for the battle there was noise, I need to turn it all the way up. But, like, what if I... got the sound? That's 75% music, but that does not sound right. Like, let me know how it's coming out on the stream side, because I think, you know, I'll obviously hear the balance a bit differently than you guys.
That's real loud on my end, but there's nothing else I can do about
Is it
that.
really loud now?
It's loud for me, but I'm just like on my phone. I can't adjust like the sound or anything.
So maybe if I turn it to like halfway for people. Like, just let us know how this balance for the next like 30 seconds from here works out when we play. We'll just adjust this on the fly because this is going all over the place.
Alright, get in, get out. Let's move.
Yeah, we'll test at 50% and go from there. And I can obviously turn down the music specifically if we want to keep like the dialogue a bit louder and the music a bit quieter than it. Because like, for me, it just comes through on whatever headphone volume I've got. %40 is too low. The 40% was only for sound effects though, so like gun sounds and stuff. Music's at 75% and dialogue was at 100%.
I think that's another one as well, Joe. Like,
Ooh, and now
speaking of like TV's been too like dark on TV shows. The fuck is up with sound mixing in modern TV?
Oh yeah, it's wild.
The fuck is up with like never been away dialogue?
Like, but as well, it's like, especially I feel with Netflix, like it does that classic thing of like the dynamic volume that they have in cinemas, where like the whispers barely hear anything coming through, and then like the explosive super loud scenes. I'm watching on my fucking TV with neighbors and shit. Like,
it's like, when will like all these like streaming services realize that most people just have a TV? They don't have like a home theater system.
And I've got like, you know, a bit of a middle ground of like a subwoofer and a soundbar and stuff, but I haven't got the full like massive like, you know, 8-to-1 speakers surround sound setup or anything. But even then, like, just having a sub means that like if something's super bassy, my neighbors can hear it a lot.
I think the problem is as well is that because they want it to be cinema, they have like the sound system on. Like, they've got to have it nice and loud, but then they don't realise that that's like 9% of the audience.
Find a way to get that comm tower operational.
Yeah, it's like, it's weird because most people are watching it,
General?
maybe not even on a fucking TV. A lot of people are watching it on like a tablet or a laptop or,
Yeah,
I've come to get
you know,
Primarch
on
Fedora.
their phone with headphones or something.
it just feels like they don't want to admit that. You know that whole thing of like when you had a bunch of like movie directors being like salty that streaming services were getting like into the Oscars like that. I think that of like we've got to make it cinema.
Yeah. But hopefully, like audio-wise, things are sounding a bit better now. On us, not on the streaming services, but like hopefully the dialogue and the music and stuff all sound balanced right against Carl and I. But yeah, fucking the person we got sent to rescue has got shot down in a shuttle an hour ago and died.
You should have dicked around with Reapers, mate.
Sorry. It's a big loss for everyone.
While we were spinning around in our ship, like, whoa!
So what happens now?
Just like, oh no, the Primarch got killed. Oh no.
Right. General Corinthus?
With such heavy casualties, it's hard for me to be certain who the next Primarch is. Palaven Command will know.
He's like, we can't quite figure out who the
However,
next
at
Primarch
the
could be
moment,
because multiple of
contacting
the
them is
like
impossible. The
potential
comm tower is out.
people that could be Primarch are
Pests
currently getting
swarming
shot
that
at.
area. We can't get close enough to repair it.
Well, I'm not leaving this moon until I know where the Primarch is. I'll fix your tower.
I mean, the
Thank you,
weirdest thing for
Commander.
me is
I'll
like
take care of things on
TV
this
wise
end.
All right, let's
is
go.
I've got two of the same TV.
Yeah.
And one's plugged into the PlayStation 5, one plugged into the Series S. And I think it's because the Series S is only 1080p, not 4K. The color mixing looks different on the PlayStation and the Xbox, even though both TVs are set to the exact same color settings and everything. Like brightness, contrast, everything is identical, but the Xbox looks way more saturated.
That'd annoy the fuck out of me.
Like, we're playing Destiny next to each other, and like mine's super saturated and Jenna's is like way more muted, but doesn't necessarily look really bad or anything.
You're a good boyfriend letting her play on the better console, mate.
Oh yeah, of course. Well, you know, it's her PlayStation.
To be fair, it is.
Turn that shit. But yeah, it baffled me for ages and annoyed me, and I kept going in and being like, have the settings changed? And I would check them, and it's like both TVs are on the exact same setting on every single setting. Why do they look so different? And I presume it's just because like the detail and extra features of the PS5 just make it go for like more detail and less saturation and stuff.
How many fighters are in for repair? 29, sir. Have the crew make only critical level 8 repairs. Every serviceable fighter is
Professional.
in the air ASAP. Got it? Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can. You can get like people come around and sort it out.
Fair. I mean, like, you know, between the Xbox and PlayStation, they have pretty good settings to like calibrate all your TV and stuff. So I kind of just like found the best, but you know, calibration by using both of them at the same time, kind of thing. And I found a nice amount that I'm happy with. Yeah, it's wild how bad TVs are out of the box.
Oh, like, yeah, do you ever see, like, there was a bunch of directors where they released that, like, statement near Christmas of, like, for the love of fucking God, when you go home, turn motion screens off your parents' TV.
Go
Because
home.
every TV comes with it by default and it fucking sucks. It makes movies look terrible.
Turn off every single, like, smart feature that they've added for extra bullshit, like, all those 10 different things of, like, ultra pixel mode and hyper contrast and motions, turn it all the fuck off.
Oh, I felt so bad for my dad because do you remember that old TV at the office? I'm like, well, I don't need two TVs in my house. I'm not Lucas.
Oh,
So I give my
yeah, because
dad that
you
old
said
TV
your
in the
dad
office.
updated the TV, right?
Because he didn't know. He just he went, oh yeah, well, it said it like plug onto the internet. So we put it onto the internet, and now every time we turn it on, it just like screams for us to update it, and it can't get updated because the TV's like 4 years old. And I'm like, I'm so sorry, Dad, I should have told you.
I should have warned you, yeah.
So at this point, I'm dreading next time I have to get a TV. But I'll pay more. I will pay more money to have less features.
I would literally pay more money for a smartless TV. Like, give me a dumb TV. I don't want a smart one. Just make it dumb. All I need to do is put a HDMI into it and make it look good. I don't need apps. I don't need all these extra, like, motion settings and shit. I don't need any of the things that make it smart. But they don't They don't sell dumb TVs.
Well, no, because you get more money with the smart ones because they can put ads on them.
Yeah, exactly. They can put ads on them. They can, like, sell the data usage to other people and stuff. Like, they can fucking... they can just sell for the TVs for more. Because they've got all these, like, extra awesome features that you definitely want. Like, you know what? Take all those features out and charge me the same price. I don't fucking care.
I'll tell you right now, if I saw an ad on my TV that I paid for, that shit's going straight out the window.
What was the word? Defenestration, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just like,
Throw it out the
oh
window.
god, straight out. Like, not even, just oh, I'm gonna get rid of it, I'm gonna sell it back or return it. It's like, no, out the window. Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't want a Netflix button on my remote. It's never been used apart from accidentally. It's one of those of go make the repair.
James, you're up
I
for
want
tower
Liara
repair.
with me.
On it. Might take me a while, but I'll do my best.
Yeah, I had that classic thing of just like,
Here they come.
Ready, Levi?
oh,
You bet.
you know, my
Let's
mum
take these monsters.
came around to the house one time and like, oh, I tried getting on Netflix, but like, you know, the Netflix button on your TV, it just like, it doesn't seem to work, and it's like,
Oh no!
I've not signed it into the. Stop trying to get me signed in and like sign me into the internet on the TV. Don't.
I never will.
Like it's all on the PlayStation and the Xbox. I don't need to do any of that stuff.
So you will never win.
Got it done, Commander.
And even that's the like, you don't even need to have, you know, a console or anything. It's just, even if it is a case of like, go buy a fucking Fire Stick or something. If you're not a gamer and you don't want to buy like a console or an extra box or anything, just don't update your TV. Just go get like a £50 app stick to watch Netflix on and stuff.
Much appreciated, Commander.
So at least if that shit's connected to the internet and updates everything, you can just unplug it.
I'll help your men till I hear from you.
Understood.
Shepard out.
So yeah, we're just basically just hold out here, defend the base, defend James while he makes repairs. I do find it funny though, because I get why for gameplay we've got to be the one to do this, but you're telling me that, yeah, the Reapers, sure, they're invading and whatnot, and you're not prepared. But you're telling me that the only person that can do anything in this battlefield is Shepard when you're the Taurian fleet. Like, they are meant to be the most capable military in all of the galaxy.
Yeah, but Lucas, like, EastEnders just started. Like, Tory and EastEnders just started.
And they're just like, oh no, the one communication tower is down, we
ahead.
can't do anything, we need you, Shepard.
So what Shepard should do is, how the fuck did we lose to you?
Yeah.
Like, this entire like, universe is just full of huge fucking bitches.
Mm-hmm. Because it is really, it's like that narrative dissonance of, this is the greatest military force in all of the galaxy. And yeah, they are being overwhelmed by the Reapers. But you're telling me that they couldn't send 3 people out, like us 3, to go and repair 1 tower while it's a priority for the mission?
Yeah, it's like, I once saw a Thresher Maw lay an egg, and you bunch are still the biggest pussies I've ever seen. Like, it's unbelievable at how useless everyone in this fucking universe is if they're not within Shepard.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like Shepard has like an aura around that makes people competent. That's why you always succeed every mission, but like the suicide mission, if you send people away and they're not your friend, they die.
Yes, yeah.
Because they're not protected by just your powerful
Like
Shepard aura.
Shepard's plot armor with
Someone, I don't
friends.
care who, as long as they can get us the Turian resources we need.
I'm on it, Shepard.
God, it's great.
We'll find you the Primarch.
I'm presuming no one complained about
Garrus.
audio.
Vicarian,
I'm
sir.
assuming that
I
everyone
didn't
can
see
hear
you
everything
arrive.
fine. I'm just, no one
Eddie.
said anything in a while about
Good to see
my
you.
audio, so I'm gonna just
I thought you'd be
go
on
ahead.
Paladin.
If we lose this moon, we lose Palaven. I'm the closest damn thing we have to an expert on
Who
Reaper
is
forces,
Carl?
so I'm...
It's just the man. Hey, look, the only person on that fleet who's able to do something is someone who personally knows you. It proves my theory.
Yeah.
Lieutenant.
That the only person who's actually competent and knows what the fuck they're doing just knows you.
Are we louder than the game
General
in a bad
Parentis
way
with
or
me.
in an okay
We know
way?
who we're after.
Palaven Command tells me that the next Primarch is
I
General
normally prefer to
Adrian
be
Victus.
above the game.
Victus.
Because
His
we have got
name's
like
crossed my
subtitles
desk.
and
Know him, Garrus?
I was fighting alongside him this morning. Lifelong military, gets results, popular with his troops. Not so popular with military command. has a reputation for playing loose with accepted strategy.
Well, right now, I don't give much of a shit about rules. Like, if you can figure out something to, like, kill a Reaper, just do it.
Unconventional thinking might be the only way to save Palaven. And Earth.
He'll do
Yeah,
whatever
it's
it
like
takes.
we are like kind of beyond the idea of
Okay,
having to give a shit right now.
Yeah, it's like, oh, well, they're not following, like, typical strategies.
Can this wait, Joker?
It's like-
We're in the middle of a war zone.
Okay, great, but right now, your strategies are not prepared for a Reaper invasion.
Shutting down systems, powering up weapons. I can't find the source.
I need the Normandy standing by. We may have to bug out.
Should I go back and take a look?
No, Liara.
Do it.
No, Liara!
Garrus, you said you were with Victus this morning?
I like how every time,
Yeah,
because
we
you're
got
only
some-
allowed 2
He
extra
went to
members of
bolster
your
a flank
party.
that was breaking.
Just there's always the excuse for why they have to leave.
Yeah, it's always somebody going, oh shit, I've got to go help someone in the background now. I'll meet you back on the ship. Gareth
It's like I have to go now.
Just pooch you, wow.
General, tell Primarch Victus we'll rendezvous here.
It's odd for it to give us a moment where Liara volunteers, though. Normally it is like, pick which one's gonna go.
Are you kidding? I'm right behind you.
So, give Garrus ours. So yay, we've got Garrus, like... Just...
So James, I hope you enjoy being on the team.
We've
Because
got
you're not
Garrus
gonna
and
be-
Liara now.
It's like, hello James, look at better James. He's even got like the little scouter look as well.
Yeah. How much better is Garrus' scouter than this piece of shit? What's this? This stupid ass monocle looking thing? Good old Gary's.
Do you think Gareth would mind if he called him Gary?
I think he would if it wasn't Shepard. Like, I definitely think it's one of those of, well, if anybody but Shepard called him Gary, he would be like,
I
absolutely
think
fucked.
no, because he's so professional
Hmm.
and like Torians are so no nonsense. I think he'd like having a nickname because it means he's got a friend.
But I think if someone did it of like, not as a nickname, they just thought he was called Gary.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't think you'd appreciate it then. But no, I think if like Shepard turned around and just gave him like a wink and a nudge and was like, "You're right, Gary," he'd probably take it as a good joke, in good faith.
Let's
Oh
go.
fucking hell! Yeah, like our friend was sent us a picture of like Wonder Woman from the new Multiverses trailer. Didn't realize like Jason Voorhees and Agent Smith are gonna be in it. So it got unreleased. So what happened was it was in beta, and they were like, "We're gonna like release it in beta," and then like when it started dropping off a cliff a little bit, they unreleased the game and said like, "Well, technically we never released like 1.0.
Still
It was
charge
just
people money
out
for
for
it.
like 6 months in beta."
Yeah, still charge people money for it. Keep in mind,
Mm-hmm.
and have tournaments for it, and sold DLC.
Yep. And to be fair, I did think it was never going to come back.
As
I'm
well.
actually quite
I hope-
surprised it did come back.
I kind of wish that it hadn't because it looks shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's just one of the most floaty, stiff, lifeless games I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
It has almost like nothing going for it. It just looks so. It's everything I hate about games.
Just as a person that, you know, is really into the platform fighter that is Smash Bros, seeing every other platform fighter be so much like jankier and floatier and unsatisfying, it really is one of those of like,
What did they like? Why can't they just, with all the money they've got, and they're not just pointing at Smash Bros. If they make this?
but then if you make it a clone of Smash Bros, A, people are going to give you shit, and B, people are just gonna go and play Smash Bros because it's got like 90 fucking characters.
I think the thing about it is though, if you're Warner Bros, they don't care about ripping it off.
Yeah.
There's no like. Do you think with any love or care or like artistry put into like multiverses?
I
think
mean,
anyone
obviously,
make it
the answer in this kind of situation is always, I think some of the developers do give a shit, and it's unfair to like haul them in with the opinion of like big corporation. But I don't think like Warner Bros sees this as anything but a fucking cash grab.
Oh yeah, that's the thing.
I mean, Warner Bros don't see anything as anything but a cash grab, right? Like, they are particularly bad even compared to other companies.
So at that point as well, if the people making the game give a shit, surely they know that Smash Bros feels better. Like, could you be a developer who knows what Smash Bros is and sit there and go, Multiverses is the platform fighter, and look at how shit it looks? Like, surely they can't believe that, right?
I mean, you have to sit there and go, like...
They must know it's shit.
I assume they must all be developing that game going, we're doing our best with what we were given, and, like, we know that this isn't Smash Bros.
Like, they told us to put fucking LeBron James in it.
Yeah.
Like, the man who had his hairline CG back on. A quantifiable percentage of the budget of the second Space Jam movie was CGI and LeBron James' hairline. Which is just so funny to me.
Like, just, it's so weird how much fame and wealth and popularity that you can have as a person. And
it's not enough.
Still, just like, an insecurity about your hairline is still there. It's like, it says it all, like, there's just never a point you can get to where, like, you're going to overcome a certain insecurity unless you, I don't know, get fucking plastic surgery and or CGI it out of your face. I presume Bruce Willis probably just got hair plugs, right?
Oh no, because they weren't really a thing back then. I think he got something done, but yeah, he was.
I think
very
more modern, like times, I think he had like some kind of hair plug.
In the 90s, yeah, but he very quickly realised that he looked good bald.
Yeah.
And well done him.
And like, I even think, like, for example, in Die Hard, like, he's clearly got receding hair there, but he still looks good for it.
Yeah. Well, if anything, it helps sell his everyman image.
Yeah, yeah. Especially for, like, that one role, yeah. It is kind of weird, though, like, obviously, because kind of, for me, the roles I know him from are all Die Hard or later, where he is thinning and or bald, and then you look at him when he was, like, the singer slash soap opera star or whatever he was back.
Well, that's how he got famous, yeah. He was famous as like a heartthrob.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like it's so weird seeing him with like actually pretty luscious hair.
Holy hell!
Like he was never meant to be an action star. That's why like they cast him as John McClane. It's like he just looks like a guy. That's the point.
Yeah,
what about if a guy was stuck in the middle of a fucking terrorist attack?
At the time, it's like he's just an everyday cop, and like that was the point of the movie. And then if you cast a famous movie star in that role, it like already, if you know, say it was like an Arnold Schwarzenegger, I don't know how what time.
You know how that film's gonna end, right?
Yeah, like I don't know how that works out timeline wise, but it would be big, bulky action star that looks like they're just gonna beat the shit out of everyone immediately.
Okay, I'm going on foot. Shepherd out. Garrus, take me to the last place.
I mean,
you saw
I don't
Ventus.
really, I don't really know what I look like bald. I've gone like, I've shaved my head off once, hair off.
I do, and it's not good
because I like fucked up my hair and it looked vomit coloured, and I thought it. Basically, I was like, this is fucked up so hard. I think this might be irredeemable in terms of getting a colour back, right? So I just told my sister to just shave it off, it'll grow back. So I went to like a number 2 all over, but I've never gone like bald. That would be so fucking rough.
That's rough.
Of just like
Still have
looking
family
up and just being like, yeah, that's my homeworld right there.
How bad is it?
3 million.
Do you think you'd even be able to comprehend what was happening?
How's your military holding up?
Is it one of those things where like just the scale is so unimaginable you couldn't even like piece it? You'd be like you wouldn't even get like half what's happening.
Yeah, exactly. Like even then, when you know, he's like day one, 5 million people died.
Hard to figure how you prepare for something
Like
like this.
yeah, like when you're like a week into that invasion and your planet looks like that, like yeah, how do you even comprehend that at all? Also, yeah, Lord Zath, thank you for joining.
Well, it's like a classic thing. It's the it's oddly enough from Blade fucking 3, which is so funny.
Okay, where you going with this one?
Is that you kill one person, you're a monster. Like kill 1,000, you're a king. Kill 1,000,000, you're a god. Because the scale just gets so unfathomable. Like the scales goes up and up and up and up.
Yeah, like at some point, like what's the difference between like being responsible for 10,000 deaths and 20,000 deaths?
What's the thing is, like at some point you just stop counting, right?
It's gonna be bad all over.
Well, very early game, but this is like the second stream we're doing of it. Yes.
But you're here asking Victus to do the same thing.
So it is early game of Mass Effect 3. We've immediately gone from like the first, you know, kind of tutorial mission straight into getting Garrus, because I knew coming to the moon of Palaven was like straight towards Garrus. The main focus for me. I don't know. We're pretty much gonna like attempt to do everything. We're letting chat, obviously. You can see the points at the moment. We're on Renegade points at the moment, and we're just letting chat like use viewer rewards to decide whether they want to put points towards Paragon or Renegade mode.
Sounds right.
Hard to see a beautiful ship like that go down.
Not to mention the men serving on her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've mostly been like, you know,
The Primarch was headed south.
Paragon Femshep with a bit of Renegade Femshep with a bit of Paragon thrown in, and just yeah, trying to do as much of the games as we have done, and just see everything we can.
That was a little closer than I'd like.
I'll say.
But yeah, it was just priority mission. The game gave us 2 priority missions, and a new Garrus was at one of them. It's like that's the priority. Can we just breathe in space right now? So that is an interesting question, because we are on a moon.
So, Commander.
But like, is this like a moon where they've managed to, for the purposes of where they've set up camp, like set up an artificial atmosphere or something? Because we can't breathe in space. That is established within the lore, but I don't know right now the lore of this moon and why we are not wearing a helmet.
So they won't be joining us.
Too bad.
But yeah, every character in your party always wears a helmet whenever there's been scenes where like there's unbreathable atmosphere or there's no atmosphere. We have it so that helmets come off in conversations. But I think
that's like actually, you know, I appreciate that as a feature.
Yes, I always do, yeah.
There's no worse than like, you know, when you're playing the game and then just all your fucking helmets on, so it just ruins like the moment.
It's a narrative game based around like a lot of dialogue. It kind of suck if like you always just constantly having to wear a helmet.
So it's one of the things that they first thing they solved in like Baldur's Gate. Where it's like, because there was a bug where right at the end of the game you can just turn off all your arm if you want.
Oh, okay.
That setting wouldn't be on for the final cutscene, so a lot of people just like, you equip the hat that looks wank but gives you the stats that you want. The helm. But at the end of the game, everyone walks in wearing these stupid fucking hats that don't match their outfit. Like, God damn it!
Oh no!
They immediately pack that out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, either give me transmog, which is like, you know, the making armor look like another piece of armor. And if you can't do that, at very least just say that armor doesn't affect visuals. Like, give me that option of like,
Yeah.
Just whatever loot I've got on, it doesn't affect the character's default look. At minimum, give me that. Yeah, it's one of those for the sake of gameplay. Mass Effect always just has the same gravity. I think there might be like, you know, there might be a mission where that's not the case, but generally speaking, as far as I can remember, every single time you always have just regular, like, Earth-like gravity.
Yeah, there's like some missions where it's like there's no gravity, they can be fun.
Is there missions like that in Mass Effect?
There's a couple where, like, you know, shit floats around, where the gravity's lower.
The gravity is lower, kind of thing, yeah.
I think doing lower gravity must be easier than doing no gravity.
Oh, for sure, yeah. At least then you can still, like, have people walk across the surface and stuff.
Like, not every game can be Mass Effect, unfortunately.
Oh god, yeah. I'm
Well, Mass Effect, sorry, yeah, Dead Space.
Dead Space, yes. I knew what you meant when you said it, but, like, I'm just, powering for... There we go. That was a Marauder shield, but it no longer is. That's the funniest thing about Marauder shields is almost second one, they are like a basic bitch enemy. So that's why it makes it even funnier that Marauder shields is like the boss of it.
He's not, what do you mean? He is the boss of the game. He's the strongest enemy in the entire game.
Like, this is the true Commander Shepard. Being able to not even see what they're doing, but still just dominating the battlefield. Like, let's go.
So I don't want you to see this, Gareth.
We're being censored. I've got no ammo, great. But we've just got powers for days. I keep pressing the fucking shoot button for zero ammo. If only there was a Mass Effect game where you didn't have to worry about ammo.
Yeah. Like, it's still so fucking funny.
Like,
they tried.
It's the fact that it's the first game that you have like infinite ammo, and then from that point onwards, the quality of life is to make it so that you have limited ammo.
What makes it even more stupid though is, if they wanted to make it a more action game, infinite ammo makes it more action orientated. That's the thing that would differentiate it. Do you know one of my favourite shooters?
Yes.
Titanfall. Do you know why? Every gun has infinite ammo.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
Infinite ammo. Why? Why do infinite ammo? Fuck you. Just run around and shoot.
It doesn't matter. Just shut up. Don't worry about it. Just run around and have fun.
Get that thing the hell off my men.
Appreciated.
General, you're needed off planet. I've come to get you.
It will take something beyond important for me to leave my men or my Turian brothers and sisters in their fight.
Fedorian was killed. You're the new Primarch.
You're needed immediately to chair a summit and represent your people in the fight against...
So that'll do it. I need a good reason to do all. Everyone's dead as shit.
You're the only fucker left, I'm afraid.
Do you imagine if someone knocks on your door, Luke, and said, "We're really sorry, but a meteor hit London, you're the king"? Like, wait, what?
Like, you're the Prime Minister now. Like, excuse me? Yeah, all the other candidates got murdered. Technically, we look down, like, the list of millions of people. And you just happen to be, like, number 7 million on the list, and the other 7 million people are dead. Hey, diplomats. I like the idea. Yeah, just, you're all I've got. Look, we don't have another option. I'm sorry.
I need you on top of your game. Are you in or out?
Watch your tone, Commander.
Look, you've met the Reapers head on. You're overqualified. See this devastation, Primarch? Double that for Earth. I need an alliance. I need the Turian fleet.
So this is how you get the Turians on your side. So fuck yeah.
Well, that's what, because
Give me a moment to say goodbye.
The council turned us down, didn't they? And then...
Yeah, well, this guy was like, hey, the council might turn you down,
but then there was the Taurian guy on the council that went, hey, look, if you go and like
Look at that.
grab this
And you
guy
want
off
my
the
opinion
planet,
on how to
off the
stop
moon, like maybe the Taurians will come and help you.
vigilante, and
It's
I'm
like that
their
thing, isn't it? Of
expert
like,
advisor?
well, yeah, the council can
Think
tell
we
us
can
what to
win this
do,
thing,
but
Shepard?
we don't have to listen to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, the Tories want to survive as
Well,
much as you
Garrus,
guys do.
I'm sure as hell gonna give it my best shot.
I'm damn sure nobody else can do it. For whatever it's worth, I'm with you.
Welcome aboard.
It-
That's
you know
such a
what?
bro as well, because like,
That actually means super a lot.
in what sense?
Like the Garrus is like, well, you know, I could go and help my people, but I want to help you. He knows that helping you will help the universe, and it will by extension help his people.
Exactly, like, okay, yeah, the Reapers have invaded the galaxy, but at the same time, if I help you, you're probably the best bet we've got to do anything about this. As
And the
you've
fact that
proven twice, and no one listens to you still.
But he's just second one, like, what a fucking bro.
With his planet on fire behind him.
He's like, but yeah, Commander Shepard needs me.
But A, Commander Shepard needs me, and like I've always been loyal to Shepard, and B, just probably the best person to do anything is Shepard. I should help them.
Like, Commander Shepard, he'd be like, Garrus would be one of those things, like, he'd be getting it on with his girlfriend, and like, you'd text him, and he'd immediately pull out and just answer the text.
God.
He's like, well, Commander Shepard needs me. They won't message me if they didn't need me.
Fucking hell.
So you ever see that, like, that Simpsons bit? Where it's like, Smithers to his wife, it's like, make love to me like you used to. And it's like, is that damn Mr. Burns, isn't it?
We all do.
Good luck, Commander.
So you leave Mr. Burns out of this.
Commander, Admiral Hackett's available on VidCom.
Don't talk to him. Refuse to talk to him.
So now that we've helped out the Taurians, just the Asari council members called up like, hey.
You know what? I've refused to help them. I wish you had the option. Like, no, fuck you. So, hey,
I know we did just like tell you
us,
to fuck off, but I just heard the help the Taurians, and we might need help too.
It's like, oh, you want me to help you? You need an ally, do you, in this war? I wonder what that feels like. Bye. It's so infuriating that every person in it, like, they're all pieces of shit. And, like, they have to be for the game to work. They can't just, like, listen to you.
What do you mean offline?
Oh, Edie went offline, Carl.
Oh, what's going on?
Also, I love the fact that I know it's probably for just loading purposes, but between Mass Effect 2 and 3, with this Normandy, they had to add in this, like, scan check system of, do you not fucking trust me and the crew? Is that what's going on now?
Like, Commander Shepard, when they see that, should just, like, uninstall that shit every day.
Mm-hmm. That was great. Like, who would have thought that an AI priest would have gone poorly? I'm surprised that the worst thing that came out of that before they shut it down was shit like baptize your babies in Gatorade. I'm not
like, Lucas, I'm not entirely clued upon the Bible. But isn't there something in there about, like, worshipping false idols? Do you think, like, an AI
Gatorade?
But, like, there's also another thing, like, not bastardizing the word of God.
Mm-hmm.
Surely a computer that can't understand, like, it literally can't understand the words that it's saying.
Yes.
Is that not the most blasphemous thing possible?
It's very blasphemous, I'm sure, but
like that feels like the most blasphemous shit in the world.
Yeah, because it was basically speaking to their followers of their church as essentially a representative from the church.
Yeah.
Like, it was talking as if it was a member of authority. Like, that's what...
A priest, yeah.
That
like, what happens
AI
if you
was
ask
set
it
up
for, like,
for,
help?
yeah. And
what
honestly,
about if you, like, if you asked it for forgiveness, it says you're forgiven, then you die? That person goes to hell because they weren't actually forgiven by someone who's, like, able to say that.
the tenets of that religion, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That person, like, they could send someone to hell. The thing is, do you think if you got to heaven, because you know God's really old, and you try to explain AI to him, like, what's AI? Because he's super old. What's AI?
Just when God gets like AI explained to it, and he's like, "Oh, I left the humans alone for too fucking long, didn't I? I didn't intervene enough."
I still like that like comic about God, where he's like he comes to Earth, he's like, "I'm talking about dinosaurs." What's up, Lucas?
Oh, honorable mention to Rex. R.I.P. in our playthrough.
Yeah, he died. He died because chat was just not like committed enough to the path of evil.
We have not met Javik yet. Javik is a Mass
Will you
Effect
meet
3
Javik?
character.
He's like the DLC guy, right? I never met him.
Mm-hmm.
He's like Javik is like DLC man.
Yes, that we won't explain to people about Javik.
But is he the one with that super raw quote that I always see floating around?
Probably yes, but we will
People talk about like the
Javik.
most raw quotes in the video game. It's him, right?
But we'll have a discussion when Javik arrives about how bullshit Javik was.
Yeah, he's like important to the story and stuff, isn't he? Look at this douchebag.
Yeah, I think we can go grab Javik now that we've got Garrus. And not because we couldn't have done, but because Garrus is priority. There was not an option to get anyone before getting Garrus.
There's like a thing on Garrus's head that just says number one. It's like, what the fuck's this? Like, Joe, when he woke up that morning, for some reason he just saw like an objective marker above his head, and he's like, "What the fuck's this?" Ooh, pause the game. Pause the game dead quick.
I can't.
Okay. Okay. Does Edie have the camel toe in this version, or did they take it out?
Did Evie have a camel toe?
She had a camel toe in the. Edie in the original version had a fucking camel toe.
I've got to Google this.
Yeah, don't talk to her.
Oh god, I'm gonna have this in my fucking search history now.
No, just Google Edie Mass Effect original. Look for the original one. She had a camel toe. Let me know when you see it.
Oh god, she kind of does.
She does, yeah.
But she's got that like line down the middle of her body, from like where the belly button would be, kind of thing.
And Lucas, and you know why they put that in, right? But I'm wondering, do you know like they took Miranda's like the arse shot out?
Mm-hmm.
So when you talk to Edie now, let's all look and see if she still has it.
I'll save the image and put it on screen of like what we're looking for.
Yeah.
And I think when I put it on screen, people will realise like obviously what we're looking at here.
Yeah, so that's the thing. If anyone doesn't know what a camel toe is, go ask your mom.
So it's not like explicitly a camel toe, but it near enough is.
She has very pronounced. It'd be as if a woman was wearing like genitalia, but she has like the suggestion of genitalia.
People can see it on screen now. Of like, yeah, that's Edie's original look. So we'll see whether this line from the belly button down is like still in this version.
Yeah, it's to give the suggestion of genitalia because this game was made by horny 14-year-olds.
I mean,
sorry, 4 horny 14-year-olds. It was made by 40-year-old men.
I mean, that's the thing, right? Is like, obviously, especially back like 360 kind of days, is that games were for the most part thought of as for teenage boys, if not children. Like more mature games like Mass Effect or a Call of Duty or something, like they marketed it mainly towards like teenage boys / young adult men.
Would you not feel embarrassed though if you were like working on something like this?
Yeah. So
I feel embarrassed.
We've got reference. Let's see. Like we'll just keep talking.
Does she have it?
Has transitioned like into the body that we found of like that robot assassin lady that was working for the Reapers.
Like J.K. Rowling.
That was working for the Mr. Sinister himself, the elusive man.
Like J.K. Rowling is so mad right now. A character transition.
Yeah, it was not a seamless transition, but not all of Edie got inside of the body, but they do have control over the body.
A transition? You blacked out on us for a while there.
Correct. When we brought this unit on board,
Think it's still there.
It's still there.
It looks like it
This
is.
eventually triggered a trap. A backup power source and
Because here's the thing.
activated.
Wouldn't it be way more interesting if she looked like Legion and Joker still wanted to get some?
If she didn't look like just a conventionally attractive woman that happens to be like in a sleek metal body.
Like, it's so stupid that this is the robot design they give her, because it might as well be a hot lady.
And obviously, in the mission, it was so she could disguise herself as a hot human woman. But they only did that so that then Edie's model could be a hot robot that looked like a hot woman.
Yeah, it'd be way more interesting if she didn't have that, but Joker was like, I don't know what to do.
I reasoned along similar lines.
No, it definitely is still there.
I think, though, in the original version, it actually had, like, shape definition. It's not just a line, it had shape definition.
I think it does here. I think they've kept it the same.
Are you planning to take that body somewhere?
Normandy's
Straight to Joker, that's where.
Well, you see, it's ready. It's fully functional.
You mean you could come with us?
Correct. This body could accompany you to areas the Normandy cannot reach.
I like the idea. Like, yeah,
do you know what I prefer? Yeah, I prefer to take the Normandy with you. I just want when you pick your roommate, you just take the entire Normandy.
Or exceeds the capabilities of organic squad mates. However, my first step should be restoring functionality to the Normandy to reassure the crew that all is normal.
Just don't be surprised.
But it's actually ridiculous.
It was shooting at them a little while ago.
An excellent point. I will take it to the bridge.
Yeah, Joker will also want to see it. Yeah, he will.
On that, we can agree.
If people don't remember, like
even in characters, like
even in like Mass Effect 2, Joker and Edie were getting flirty with one another. Like, he was getting flirty with just the AI core, and now that AI core's got like a super hot grown body.
And that's the thing. It's so much less interesting that she's just a hot lady now.
Mm-hmm.
It's way more interesting if, like, do you know the film Her? It's like the idea that Joker could just fall in love with a voice and his producer.
Just like the voice, right?
That's way more interesting a concept, right? That's so much more interesting.
Hey, Commander, check out my co-pilot.
Just come on, Joker.
And the fact that Joker's like,
oh yeah.
Well, technically, she is Cerberus Tech, so...
Not helping, Joker.
Is that the fact that Joker's like, look how big her tits are, isn't that really cool, Commander? You see a big tits, you see I get to talk to a big tit.
Oh my god, he's already like... Yeah, she's already like, Jeff, this is inappropriate in the workplace.
Yes, you are.
Second one, he's like, yeah, look at her, look how flexible she is, eh?
And what makes this really...
just like, dude...
I'm your co-worker. Do you know what makes this even weirder? How progressive the game is in regards to, like, no one ever talks to Shepard when you're, like, playing as FemShep. No one ever gives you shit. They literally introduce that character so Joker can hit on her and be weird and overly sexual about it.
Also...
So now so folks at home, imagine if that was just, like, you know, you got a new co-pilot who was a woman. And imagine if, like, Joker was like, look how flexible my new co-pilot is, and how quickly you'd be like, get the fuck off my ship.
As he literally turns his entire chair towards her, smiling like, haha, look how flexible she is. Super flexible. It's like, oh, Joker! Dude.
And you might think, well, she's a robot, so she's not a person.
Mm-hmm.
It's not sexual harassment. But this game goes to great lengths. Like, there is literally a cutscene in this game establishing that sentient robots are sentient and worthy of, like, respect. But and the same respect you would give another human.
The same thing of, like, in Mass Effect 2, right? Of, like, the loyalty mission discussion with Miranda, where it's like, as she's saying, my father, like, has basically abused me for the entire time I've been alive and treated me like an object and not a person. There's a camera shot of just like zooming in on her ass at the exact time she's saying that.
And it's so bad. Like, there's a mission in this game all about how robots are like sentient beings who just want to live and given the same respect you would give to a human. And in the same game, they introduced a robot character just so they can leer at her arsehole.
Also, Andromeda is like a TV show or something, right?
Yeah, I don't know what Andromeda is, and I've heard of it.
I'm fairly certain it was. That's what.
Yeah, I've never heard of this Andromeda. What's that?
Like, they're not talking about Mass Effect Andromeda. Just a weird coincidence that they're both the same thing. Name the same thing, yeah. Same as Star Trek. Okay, yeah, because I was like, in my head, I was like, it's not. Is it Star Trek Andromeda, or is it just a different show called Andromeda?
I think just Andromeda is its own show, yeah.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Like, that is
two different emails from Arya, like, hey, come and see me.
Like, but it is legitimately infuriating how they treat Evie in this. It's
and
like
you know, she's still a cool character and like a cool squad mate to have, but just that idea of like we need to just make her look like a traditionally hot woman, but in chrome form. It's like, yeah.
Well, it's like the Miranda thing, isn't it? It's like it completely undermines their own messaging. And I do wonder if like the people who wrote that part of the story get really annoyed when they go play it. Can you imagine if you were the person who wrote that storyline?
Or just like, yeah, then they get the finalized like character design. Like, sure.
Or just like, they write the story and then go look at how the story plays out when like the animators get a hold of it. And the animator's like, wouldn't it be really good if during this scene we shoved the camera up our arsehole?
Oh, yeah.
And I want to know who signed off on that decision. Because someone had to sign off on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to meet that person. I want to ask them why they thought it was okay.
I'm curious as to like which mission is having, because I would quite like to just go get Javik as well. They're an interesting squad mate.
I'd be so annoyed if I wrote that story. I'd be so mad.
So when players begin priority Eden Prime mission, I think is the.
So is that like? Is that where like the story? That's the hard cut-off point, right?
No. No, the priority Eden Prime mission is just the mission where you go to Eden Prime and you can recruit Javik.
Oh, okay, you're double checking which mission it is, okay.
Yes. So this is Eden Prime, which is where we found the Prothean artifact that gave us the visions in Mass Effect 1. Literally, like, the first mission of Mass Effect 1.
So this was DLC, correct? Like, this was not something regular. You were not allowed to play this unless you paid money, right?
A DLC, which cost, I think it was about, like, £8 when the game came out. This was not included in the base game.
And as someone who's played it, Lucas, is it one of those things where it's pretty obvious that, yeah, they just cut this out to sell it to you?
Oh, yeah.
Does Javik feel that important
to the final game? Oh my god, Garrus gets like the fucking mech suit.
No, just give me Robo Garrus. That's all I want.
Can't really. That's the thing. I can't see what the appearances look like before you confirm your squad. Oh, we can get ED the visor, like the mega visor.
Can you make a bum bigger? Get bigger tits. Get bigger tits.
Yeah, that's the thing. It doesn't call itself like priority, like mission, like from Ashes or anything. It just came up like priority Eden Prime mission. That's why I got a bit confused. We don't need it. I'm fine with just having our pistol and powers.
Hell yeah.
That means none of us have any guns. We're just pure like power build. 5 points into. Oh yeah, decoy sounds like fun. I feel like making it stronger rather than last long.
Well, that's the Gareth way.
Stronger, not long. It doesn't really matter too much right now anyway, because like oh yeah, we're all at like level 30 when we're in
like you are
2
way
missions
stronger
into the game,
right?
yeah. We're just hyper powered at the moment.
You are way stronger than you need to be for this mission. And the game's not really balanced around the idea that you play Mass Effect 2, which is weird, right? It's weird that it's not anticipating that you might come in after playing Mass Effect 2.
I mean, I think it's just one of those of like, they just didn't think about maybe how much of a bonus you'd get if you did all of Mass Effect 2.
Yes. And now with Cerberus here, Eden Prime's colonists are under attack again.
I remember
Imagine how rough that is. Can you imagine, Lucas? Like, it's happening again.
Oh god.
Like, the odds of it happening again.
Yeah, Corporal Jenkins. Does returning to the colony cause unpleasant memories?
What do you fucking think? This is too easy. Does it cause unpleasant memories? What the fuck do you think? I've got PTSD out the arsehole.
No, we lost Jenkins. Which one's... Oh, not Ashley. That was on Vermont,
no.
Right?
Yeah, but like Jenkins, he's like the guy who gets shot right at the start, if you remember.
Oh,
you know, like the literal. But then again, it makes
second one like, oh.
It must stick with Shepard though. Like literally 5 minutes into my first mission, a guy got shot. That would suck.
It would, yeah.
I hope the motivation is effective.
But it's like reminds me of that dude. Like this is a real story. You can look it up, folks. I don't remember his name. But he was a guy. He was on a business trip to fucking Hiroshima. When the bomb dropped.
Oh, and then went back, and the other.
He went back, yeah. He went back to report. He somehow survived and went back to report what happened. But he worked in Nagasaki.
Yeah.
And he got it again.
And survived both, right?
Yeah, he survived both because he was on the train. So he was like out of. He wasn't like at the epicenter, but he got nuked twice.
He was in both cities at the time. Yeah.
We'll avenge the people of Eden Prime, but our first priority has to be whatever Cerberus has found.
Understood.
Like, maybe the most and least lucky person of all time.
The Alliance didn't get any specifics about.
Thing is, what's more unlikely, that guy or that woman who got hit by a meteorite?
With us than with Cerberus.
That's like another real thing that happens. Like a lady got hit by a fucking meteorite. She was asleep as well.
Oh no!
Understood. All right, everyone, get ready to move.
With luck, we can get to the dig site before Cerberus knows we're here.
There's also the woman that like fell from like a plane and survived or something, right?
Yeah, that's happened loads. That
broke like every bone in her body, but survived. And
there's like
I'm
quite
not sure that that's worth it at that point.
I wrote like a story about that. It was like an article about it, like how to survive falling from a plane. And the number one thing is just aim for something. It doesn't like don't aim for water. Water is stupid.
Oh,
everyone
that's
always
immediately like just your entire body rupturing against concrete.
Yeah, don't aim for water because water's like hitting concrete and it'll break all your bones. And you won't be able to swim. Aim for anything, even if it's a roof, because the roof might be slanted and the slant might save you. And the example I pulled is like, as the guy in World War II jumped out of a plane, parachute didn't go, landed on a glass roof of a train station.
But because the glass shattered, it took some of the impact off.
It took some of the impact, and then it slowed him down, and then he landed. And he landed on the broken glass, and the broken glass broke his fall.
You were joking.
No.
And it's like,
specific structures.
yeah.
That was messing with you.
Yep. Like, it's gonna fucking hurt.
It's gonna fucking suck.
But it might save your life. I don't imagine dropping onto a glass ceiling at fucking terminal velocity and then being covered and, like, you know, impacted with a bunch of broken glass. That doesn't sound pleasant, but it maybe sounds better than being dead.
How? I can get this intel to Eden Prime's resistance. Maybe it will help them fight back against Cerberus.
And that is something that I appreciate, is that even though I'm not, like, reading these text logs and stuff, because, you know, I've already played through the game and we're streaming and stuff, it just doesn't make much sense to sit here and read everything we find, but, like, the fact that you can go around and read certain logs and stuff and get war assets, like, minimal, but I think it does do a good job of giving you a proper reason to go and explore.
Yeah, because it'll, like, tell you, like, you'll read a thing and it'll say, oh, I hid, like, some supplies in this area, and you can send, like, your ship to go get them.
Yeah.
And that's a really cool thing.
It's like, it's not just useful for the people that like the lore of the text logs, it's also just a collectible that gives you a bonus in your main mission.
A Prothean.
It's a really good way of getting those people we talked about earlier who'll just, like, min-max the fuck out of everything. Now you're giving them incentive to actually play the game.
Cerberus hasn't uncovered corpses. This Prothean is alive.
You're right.
So this is a Prothean that's alive.
You saw
So this is the only one of these you ever encounter, right?
So every single Prothean, as far as we were aware in Mass Effect 2, got transformed into the Collectors. The only ones that were allowed to live by the Reapers all got turned into Collectors. There are no more Prothean.
What can you tell me about the Protheans? The people, not the technology.
Can you flush it down the toilet? Throw it away.
You probably know as much about them as I do. The Prothean empires spanned the known galaxy. They uplifted countless other species to help them join the galactic community.
By galactic community, you are suggesting that Protheans had a structure similar to the modern council.
Yes, exactly. Their cultural and artistic expression are actually quite close to those of the ancient Asari. And given their similar interests in helping other species, it's clear that they believed in interspecies cooperation.
So yeah, basically, like, you know, the last time the Reapers hit were when the Protheans were around, and they basically were the backbone of that entire galactic civilization and helped bring up other civilizations into being part of, like, you know, a like galactic community.
It's also kind of fun as well, though, because it suggests, like, the thing they establish in, like, Mass Effect 2 is that when a society gets too advanced, the Reapers come and fuck them all up.
Yes.
What were the Protheans like at, like, you know, the apex of their civilization? They were beyond all petty squabbles. All they did was help. A nice little thing of, like, like, when your civilization at its peak, what is it? Well, there's no resources or anything to fight over anymore. We'll help others achieve the same.
Yes, and then the Protheans did that. They all had, you know, something similar to, like, the council that we have now, and, you know, things like that.
Well, if they're the council like you are now, that wouldn't be very useful, would it?
No, and
if they had the council you are now, they wouldn't have made it 50,000 fucking years.
But they also didn't survive against the Reapers.
That's fair. But I'm honestly surprised the council you've got now gets elected.
Yeah.
I wouldn't elect anyone on that council.
But yeah, you know, it's basically just like the Protheans were the reason that everyone in the current galaxy has the, like, information and the technology that they do.
They had an empire that spanned the entire galaxy. It's unlikely they did that just by playing nice.
Of course.
I guess it is kind of
they
similar
must have had
to
an impressive
Precursor.
Military as well.
Yeah.
Whatever the Protheans
Yes, it's a very common thing in sci-fi. Like, there was, like, you know, a race that came before us that was, like, super wholesome and fixed everything out. But they were so peace-loving, they lost the ability to defend themselves.
I'm not sure Protheans were necessarily peace-loving, though.
Whatever
But
it
they
is, it's gonna
were
cost them with Cerberus.
believers
Open
in all communities coming together.
Cerberus
Sound
damaged
like bitches to
when they
me.
excavated it. The life signs are unstable.
Well, Carl, did you have Javik as a crew member?
No.
Never had him. No idea. I've only seen that one screenshot of how like fucking legit he is. I know he looks really weird. Like he looks evil.
Physically open the pod without doing more damage. Cerberus took over the labs nearby to research what they found at the dig site. That's
So yeah,
likely our
this
best bet.
DLC mission that Carl has never had
Never
access to
played.
because it was you had to pay an extra like I'd say maybe about 8-10 quid or whatever.
You know what? When I was like 12 years old,
When
or
I could
14,
barely
I did
afford
not-
to get Mass Effect 2, I couldn't afford that. So I only had a Javik in like the more recent playthrough of Mass Effect 3 I did. The first time I never got to play with him. And it's super fucked up that like literally it's like, oh hey, there's a Prothean here that's like really, you know, kind of makes a lot of difference to the plot. Fuck you, it's DLC now.
It was like the perspective of a Prothean is incredibly fucking useful. Given that they're the only people with experience of the Reaper besides you.
Yep, and this is the only Prothean,
Let's get moving before more of them.
other than the collectors, you know, collectors aside, that is believed to still be alive and has been in stasis for 50,000 years. Yeah, this is the companion mission.
Now imagine being like...
companion is a fucking Prothean.
Imagine being lost for like 50,000 years if you forgot your switch. Fucking rough that, wasn't it?
The
They
DLC
you
companion that was like, fuck you, pay us. It's atrocious. So yeah, like, think about how important that is of like, hey, a Prothean fucking exists in Mass Effect 3, and you can have conversations with them and find out about them. And Carl's never got to play it.
Nope.
And that's why until we, like, you know, found the coffin and stuff, like, or the stasis pod, I didn't want to say anything to, like, spoil it, but, you know, we're on the mission and it's like, we're literally talking about, like, oh, Prothean in stasis that's alive. It's like, I feel, you know, fair enough to say now. Oh, throw grenades. Yes, that's the thing, is regardless of whether you like them as a character or not, just
the fact that, yeah,
like,
you lose out on that perspective.
Yeah, exactly. There's a very interesting premise of like, hey, here's the old species that were like the forerunners of the galaxies, like knowledge and technology. As far as we are aware, they're the only other race to have like dealt with the Reapers that might still be alive. And a bunch of people haven't ever experienced that character or that lore or those conversations. Kind of fucking wild, and it's kind of scummy as shit. Like,
It's
oh,
like...
hey, how do we guarantee that people will buy the fucking season pass? But maybe put the most important companion in the season pass.
It's probably like one of the most wild things I've heard. Like, it's the most obvious. This was supposed to be in the base game DLC. I'm aware of.
Yeah.
There's probably another one that I can't think of off the top of my head.
Was Street Fighter 4, was it, where the characters were like on disc already?
Oh right, yeah. There's plenty of examples of them being on disc, but for a story-based game, so like story-based content.
Then we will rise.
Also that voice. Oh, I've just heard his voice. That's so good.
For the Empire, get to your stasis pod.
So yeah, this is a flashback to when they've all been invaded on Eden Prime.
The refugees who have yet to reach the bunker. Their sacrifice will be honored in the coming Empire.
Like, the second one, this guy will make the bad decision for the rest of the galaxy. Like, oh, what about everyone that hasn't made it to the bunkers yet? Like, they will be honored when we come back. They will, you know, they will be remembered.
You understood that?
You didn't?
No. All I saw was static.
Javik's always
Cerberus was
updated.
trying to make sense of it without success. The Prothean cipher you received on Pharaohs, it
The
lets
DLC
you see
that
the
definitely
images as a
should be.
Prothean would.
Oh,
And
fair enough.
understand
Yeah,
their
maybe
language.
point it out when we eventually get around. But
And the
I
signal
can't remember
used.
off the top of my head. I
Perfect.
always just remember
And we
about the
need to figure
Javik
out
thing.
how to physically open the pod.
Yeah, it is a little bit weird that there was already a dig site where we found a Prothean relic in Mass Effect 1. Like, here and in the same planet. Like, I get why they did it. Of like, oh, it's a different dig site, and we finally found, like, a Prothean stasis pod that's still, like, active and powered.
Like, to put like perspective, that'd be like, imagine how annoyed you'd be if you found that out. Like, what do you find? Well, we found like a Prothean tablet. What do you find? We found a fucking Prothean.
They were gunned down while having drinks.
Like, do you imagine, like, you know, you went to an archaeologist who's like spent their entire life like digging up
Obviously,
fucking like
Liara was on a
forest.
different planet, but imagine Liara when she's like, "Look, I've been in isolation, like doing research at this dig site for 50 fucking years on my own," or
About
I think it was about
Prothean.
150. I think it was about 50 years about Protheans. Imagine she was like the one on Eden Prime. You turn around to Liara and go like, "Yeah, like that Prothean relic you found, that was pretty cool," and immediately exploded when Shepard got near it, and like did help us fight one Reaper, but you know, it did kind of also explode the moment it got used. It's like, you know what we found? Yeah, an actual alive Prothean.
I'm imagining it like that thing, like you go to a guy who's like spent his like life studying dinosaur bones, and just walking into his office riding on a dinosaur. I'm like, you fucking idiot! Why don't you just go get one? Why'd you bother looking at the bone? You can just go find one. I just found one on the ground outside.
Did you not notice like the other T-Rex that was just chilling there? Such a fool, studying bones all these years.
You fucking idiot. Did you know you can just go get a dinosaur for free?
I mean, there's lore implications, all elusive fun stuff that we won't get into.
That lab found footage of the Protheans.
I will.
We'll all
Cerberus is
discover
studying
that
it to figure
together
out how to
as one.
physically open the pod.
The game's not cutscene. Go for it.
Perfect. This intel will give Eden Prime's resistance movement a real chance to push Cerberus out of their colony.
Not a lose.
That's a hell of a gimmick. Like, who are you? I'm just man.
Oh, we have to hold bypass. Okay, so instead of having a bypassing minigame nowadays, you just hold A on the door and don't move.
You know what? I don't mind it.
It's just, I never really mind hacking minigames and stuff.
There's very few ones that are good, though.
That's true. Like,
It's a very,
admittedly,
it's a
the
very
Mass Effect
difficult
ones,
like balance to strike.
they're not the best, but, like, they make it feel like I've earned something at least. Whereas, like,
Yeah.
I think a fun one was the Bioshock one, which was literally just, like, another game.
An actual fun game, yeah.
Like, it was the pipes thing, but that was literally just, like, you know, an old retro game that they put in as a hacking minigame, basically.
Which I don't mind that.
Yeah.
Like, the best hacking game is obviously in Nier Automata.
Oh, I
where
haven't
they
really
straight
played much of it, so I don't know.
The second character you play as, their entire fighting style is a hacking minigame.
Oh, cool.
It's like a hacking minigame where you fly around with a little ship. It's basically, you play like a game of Gradius for every enemy you kill.
Right, yeah.
Each enemy has its own Gradius patterns, and it's like, that's really fucking cool.
That is pretty cool. Imagine that as well. It's not just that they turn the Protheans into collectors. Like, the Protheans were the fighting collectors. Like, the Reapers... It's the same, I suppose, with us, like, with the husks and stuff.
Yeah.
Acknowledged.
Bragging at me. So, yeah. The Protheans weren't necessarily against fighting, as you can see.
How many have we lost?
Reaper forces have destroyed approximately 300,000 life pods.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a few fucking life pods.
Third of the people. Like, they really saying the population is less than 1 million? Maybe at this point, I suppose.
After like getting their ass handed to them for that long.
Mm-hmm.
Keep in mind, like Thanes people, like what, 3 million people? Like London's got more people than there are like Thanes people.
Yeah. But again, they've also been like almost completely wiped off their own planet and rescued by the Hanar and all that. Like that, maybe I can't remember the name of the race, Thanes people. Maybe that's like a bad and good example because they've basically been like annihilated by both themselves and nature at that point.
To be fair, like these like Protheans, like they're getting their ass handed to them by like something.
Exactly, yeah. This sounds like it's literally like at the end, just before they've fully left.
Oh, you got an achievement for it as well. God, that was the thing as well, like DLC achievos. Like people
No, this was just
those.
for lifting 100 enemies off the ground.
Oh, okay.
Just because we're like singularity and people every 2 seconds.
It's such a bad time, isn't it?
$3 million people just in the West Midlands. Oh, we go. I mean, yeah, but like,
he's not even prime now.
The Drell, as I say, like, yeah, the Drell have basically been wiped out and have a small community that was saved by the Hanar. So it's, you know, they are also like basically wiped out. Pull your shield up.
That's gonna suck, right?
When you come in, like, don't worry, we brought riot shields, and the shield immediately gets pulled off your body.
Like, what riot shield?
Oh god, no. We're lost. Hey, I'm sorry, but need to be stopped. This combat engineer is just laying them, these turrets, like, fucking all the way down. Let's go, DD. Thank you.
It's actually so funny how little chance they have.
It is
I kind of want to see, like, if you look up, like, and see the Reaper in the air, it'll say, like, level 12 Reaper. It's like level 30 Shepherd.
They have retracted the bridge. We'll need to locate the controls.
No time. Let's find another way across.
Find another. Surely, though, even just going to figure out where the controls are would probably be quicker than running all the way across the map. Running all this way around. It's a funny move to just pull from Cerberus, though. Oh, Shepard's on the way. What do we do? Just retract the bridge. We're not going to be able to stop them. Just pull the bridge out from them. Probably the smartest move that they've pulled in all of this mission.
Because, like, what would you actually do? You can't fly.
You're not going to be able to fight Commander Shepard.
I'm transmitting the signal.
Perfect. It'll take a few moments for the life pod to process it.
Oh, wait for pod transmission. I.e.
We'll need to hold this position.
Just, you know, do another couple of waves of defending yourself. It must be real rough as well when you're the second guy. When the first person gets their shield pulled off by Shepard immediately, that's rough. But when you're the second one in line, you know that's about to happen to you.
Yeah, it's like, if you get to know how bad you're about to get it, right?
You know you've fucked up, but you've already committed at this point.
It's just like all I can hear is like,
like people slowly suffering as they get just stasis.
It's their own fault. Should have got in your way.
Looks like we got a second to catch our breath.
Just
or set up preparations for the next
what
wave.
preparations? We don't need preparations. We don't need to prepare.
Ended stasis mode.
It should not be much longer. We should look for ways to hamper the enemy's approach.
We really need to.
I can lay down a singularity to block enemy access.
Liara, have you not seen me laying down singularities every 2 seconds?
Like, hell yeah.
Heavy mech inbound.
Just suggesting maybe I could put down a singularity. It's like, yes, Liara. If you've not been noticing, that's exactly the plan. I can't see the mech, so I didn't know whether it was alive or not still.
You just know it's like in that direction, keep shooting. Let's walk up and fucking punch it.
I mean, to be fair, we could have.
Be quicker, right?
Like how that timed out perfectly with it having one blip of health, so it actually did just kill it. Just running up and punching it actually worked. Yeah, there's just the classic of like there's one guy left running around somewhere. Why I love going for this like biotic builder. We can have a backup pistol.
I didn't realise how fucking broken OP it was. I forgot that you could just like stack it that much.
Because obviously, normally you only have this many powers a bit later into the game.
But because you just
when you
up
just
that
start
much.
level 30, it's like go fuck yourself. It's like, is it really worth bringing an assault rifle to have that down go up by like a couple of seconds for every power?
Yeah. Like, if anything, you should be walking without a gun at all.
Yeah.
So why don't you need a gun? And you should just you should have finger guns. Like,
that's the fucked up thing, right? The last thing he knew, he was running from the Reapers. Then 50,000 years, he wakes up. It's like, am I safe? Yes. What's going on? Oh, well, the Reapers have started invading. We need your help. Oh, for fuck's
like, oh my god,
sake.
did we win? Not exactly, no, but...
It's been 50,000 years. You'll be okay.
If any, I think a great thing would be if he looked at you and screamed, he doesn't know what you are.
Yeah.
Remember, it's been 50,000 years for us, but for him, it's only been...
a few minutes.
No, the bunker is falling.
That was a nice, clean transition. I appreciate that.
Those soldiers are still alive.
Their sacrifice will be honored in the coming empire. Preparing neutron bombardment. Get to your life pod now.
Like, we're just gonna nuke it. Get in your life pod. Yeah, that would be so rough. The last thing you hear before you go into stasis is just, yeah, neutron bombardment.
What is left of it? A few hundred people. How am I to rebuild an empire from that?
Further adjustments may be necessary. The neutron purge compromised the facility.
Clarify.
Sensors are damaged. Automated reactivation is not an option. You'll remain in stasis until a new culture discovers this
God.
This may lead to a power shortage.
Do not shut off more pods. I need the few that are left.
Power needs will be triaged appropriately.
Okay, this is even worse.
But it's been a rough day for this guy.
The last thing he hears before going into stasis isn't, oh, neutron bombardment. It's, there are only a few hundred people left, and we're probably going to let them all die so that you survive.
Just you.
No, this is not a bad guy. This is our newest companion.
Now that I've read your physiology, your nervous system, enough to understand your language.
So you were reading me while I was seeing...
Our last moments. Our failure.
Look, man, I know it was rough, but we need your help.
I saw what happened to your people. I know you must be grieving, but they died 50,000 years ago. My people
That's a rough thing. It's like, you know, for him it was like 10 seconds.
Oh yeah, bad news. You all died.
Synthetic. This is not a good beginning.
Good news is
It's
the
not
Reapers
safe
are back again.
Will you join us?
You fight the Reapers?
Yes.
Then we will see.
He's probably like, why the fuck are you sticking your hand out at me?
Yeah. It's like, the fuck's this? It's like, you're attacking me. He should shoot you.
He just shoots you in the face.
A living Prothean.
That's correct, Admiral. But he's not quite what we expected.
Commander, our scientists barely understand what they need to do here. If the Prothean can help us construct this device, we need his cooperation.
Understood, Admiral.
We're losing colonies faster than we can
And again,
evacuate.
like,
We've
listening to
never seen a
all of
force
this,
like the
seeing all
Reapers.
this happen,
He has, Admiral.
remember this was all
Can he
fucking
help us?
DLC.
I intend to find out.
Good.
This
Especially
should
when
have
everyone
been
in
in
the
the game.
Everyone in the game's like, wow, this is the most important discovery in the history of humanity.
Mm-hmm.
And meanwhile, I play from like, what the fuck's a Jarek?
Yeah, who's Javik? Oh, don't worry about it. It's nothing. It's not important enough to the game.
I'm on my way.
What do you mean? Yeah, as you say, like the most important
What's the problem?
discovery of all
I've tried to
time.
make the room more accommodating, but they're not letting me talk to him.
Apologies, Doctor. Contact protocol with a new species. Assume hostility. We had to dust off the regulations.
I think they did that when like the bumped into a Reaper, and like went up like tried to like engage with the
But
program.
he's not new. I've spent my life studying Protheans.
So what do we reckon? Do we say that we can trust him?
Of course you could trust him. His DLC he cost me £8.
I paid for this. We trust him.
At ease. I don't think our guest will be a problem.
There's a good justification. I paid money. I better fucking trust this
Will
guy.
he?
That depends on you. I can sense fear in you, anxiety and distress. The Reapers are winning.
I like as well that, like, don't worry,
What do
you
you
don't
mean,
need to
sense?
exposition dump on Javik. He's just gonna read your mind and catch up. It's alright.
Yeah.
It is in your cells, your DNA. Experience is a biological marker.
Then what exactly did I experience back on Eden Prime? That was a hell of a flashback.
The battle left its own mark on me. I communicated this to you. It can work both ways.
Like your beacons.
I reckon the aura's like, can we have a go together?
Yes.
Can we do a little mind meld? Because I've been trying to study you guys my entire life.
And he's like, no, sorry, that's like, did you pay £8? Yeah, I did. Like, it should be blocked out.
You found one. You saw it all. Our destruction, our warnings. Why weren't they heeded?
Why didn't you prepare for the Reapers, human?
It's command.
Well, do you know what? Let's take him to the council and let him have this conversation in front of them.
Let's see what they've got to say about this.
Then communication is still primitive in this cycle.
We pieced together what we could and used it to stop a Reaper invasion 3 years ago.
Then the extinction was delayed.
No.
Now we have your plans. For
If anything, it was
by
more
like a year, maybe.
Device.
The weapon your people were working on. I'd hoped you could tell us how to finish it.
We never finished it. It was too late.
Then I take it you don't know anything about the catalyst.
No. I was a soldier, not a scientist. Skilled in one art. Killing.
Wouldn't it be great if he looked like this and said, actually, I was a baker? Something like that.
And obviously that's the thing, right, is like the justification for why the one Prothean alive is like a commander is because like when he was dying they were like, yeah, there are some of you left, but the power is failing, so we're gonna make sure that you're the one left alive. It's not just happenstance. It's that they killed off all like the fucking bakers and the nurses and everyone else that, you know, they deem not as worthy as a fucking commander.
Well, they talk about that, don't they? In Mass Effect 2 with like a billion people left here. So what we have to do is just very slowly, as we run out of power, people who aren't as essential just get turned off.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's fucking rough, right?
Yeah, people who we don't deem to like be essential to the colony go first.
How do you decide who's essential? Well, Elon Musk is like sending the list. Oh no.
It's why you know, as many good and bad things there are about like the whole Thanos plan in Infinity War, I respect him for being like, hey, I wipe out everyone randomly.
Yeah, Joe, what's fair chance?
Yeah. It's like, oh well, you know, you could have just immediately killed like all the Avengers and like they wouldn't have been able to come and thwart you. Yeah, but that's not fair. And it's like it's a twisted way of thinking still, and twisted mindset to have, and you know, there's plenty of other discussions to have, but just the idea of I'm not going to target any specific type of person. I'm not going to try and, even when he was trying to save his own planet and his own, you know, idea for that, it was not let's kill everyone who's like a fucking artist and leave all the doctors alive. It's nope, random.
I also like as well, it's been confirmed by the Russos, but it's, they said that Thanos could have died in a snap as well.
The goal of this ship is to wipe the
He got the coin top. That's why he looks surprised when he does it.
But how far are you willing to go?
Because like he does it and he looks surprised. He was expecting to die. And he was fully willing to die for his cause, as all
lies are easy to detect, but you seem to be telling the truth.
People with a dream are.
Yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? Of like, it's what makes him a good villain is strong sense of conviction.
We found this at the dig site. I assume
of like, even though his plan is, you know, an awful thing to do,
could it help us with the device?
He's got that ultimate goal in mind and is fully committed to it.
But I will help you fight. And the last thing the Reapers hear before they die will be the last voice of the Protheans, sending them to their grave.
That's a fucking good one.
I have a few more
Apparently, aren't all his lines of that absolute fucking fire?
Mm-hmm.
I've written over a dozen studies on your species.
As far as I can remember, anyway.
Journals that...
Amusing. Asari have finally mastered writing.
I'm sorry?
Oh, that's rough.
Never mind. What do you wish to know?
I'm like, oh, interesting. Like, Asari can write now? It's like, fucking what?
Do you know what would be really funny as well? If she says, like, we found this artifact, we've been studying it for like 500 years. Can you tell us what it is? And it's because that's the directions to a Prothean toilet.
Liara here would never forgive me if I didn't ask you.
But just, yeah.
What was
Because
Prothean civilization
that's the thing is, like, to them,
Yes, I've always wondered.
the Javik, he saw what Asari were like 50,000 years ago before they seemingly were you know,
Yeah.
any
I'm sorry.
real use, I guess, to the galaxy, and they were just like primitive beings still.
When I was born, our empire was already at war with the Reapers. The first thing I remember was seeing my
That's
planet
fucking
on fire.
rough. The first thing I remember was my planet on fire.
What was your
To
civilization?
be fair, anyone born now has that for us.
We were the dominant race of our cycle. We ruled the galaxy.
My studies indicated you were the only race engaged in space travel at the time. I always found that curious.
We were one empire composed of many subjects. All eventually called themselves Prothean.
What if they didn't want to?
They weren't given a choice.
So this is where you start to see, like, wait, oh. So the Protheans weren't all good then. Oh yeah, we all became Protheans in the end. What about the ones who didn't want it? No, they became Protheans too.
Yeah, it's just a matter of how long it
Are you
took.
saying you enslaved the other species?
Any could oppose us if they wished. And if they had won, they would have ruled. Many tried. None succeeded.
I had no idea Protheans were
Yeah.
so severe.
Just when you were saying earlier, Carl, I'm like, oh yeah, clearly a pussy. Like, no, they were
Well,
pretty
as well,
fucking brutal.
But as well, it's another perspective we now get when you take him on a mission. You get the perspective of like this race who, like, the galaxy enjoyed unparalleled prosperity.
Did it work?
Beneath our rule.
Mm-hmm.
The Metacon War. We were
The,
turning the tide until
what's it called? Managed democracy.
Managed democracy.
Yeah.
Or the classical term for it would be an imperial peace.
No, managed democracy, Carl. We were all like living peacefully as all Protheans under one roof, apart from the ones that we murdered because they wouldn't join our roof. But, oh, okay.
So imperial peace is peace at the tip of the sword.
Yeah, and hope everything goes well with your surgery, Shan. Thanks for joining, as usual. Everything goes well for you.
It's a witness the power of Jarek.
It is like just super interesting. Again, which is what makes it so much bullshit that this wasn't in the game. I'm like, oh, we were kind of wrong about the Protheans. They were ruthless, fucking awful. Like they were an empire. They weren't necessarily like, you know, the forerunners of a great galaxy. It's like, no, they just murdered everyone.
Well, it's similar to like the Romans, isn't it? Where like people talk about the Romans in like really romanticized terms, like, oh, they brought like peace and prosperity to every region. It's like, have you ever heard the phrase "history is written by the victors"?
Same with like the Great British Empire.
Yeah, so we brought
like,
like,
do you mean like
civilized-
us taking over a quarter of the world and killing everyone was fine, but like other people trying to take over the world, they were the bad people. But when we did it, we were the good guys. And obviously nowadays, like, I think people are starting, at least like from my perspective, younger British people are starting to take a bit of a ride against that history, and maybe, you know, not just blankly write us off as like, yeah, the British Empire was great, but it's like, maybe learn a bit of the history of the British Empire. Of like, how many people did we genocide? Oh no, oh yeah.
Or face the Reapers alone.
We've uncovered quite a few Prothean ruins. Were you observing our ancestors?
Before the war, we cultivated species who showed potential. Eventually, you would have been offered a choice to join the Empire.
Oh man, it's a good job he did it, because humans would have never said yeah. Like humans would have immediately started war.
Yeah.
I think.
Like, is it interesting though? Like, they were given a choice to join the Empire.
Is there anything more you can tell us about this device your people were trying to build?
We heard only stories. They said our scientists were constructing a great machine that had the power to defeat the Reapers.
You never saw it?
By that point, the Empire was smashed.
And that's the problem with
None of us
saving
knew what the others were doing.
commander of an army
finish it soon,
rather
will
than
be true of us.
putting priority into saving a scientist, because maybe if they kept a scientist and revived that person, that Prothean may have had experience with this device. Rather than just, I don't fucking know, the science were off doing their thing and then we got obliterated. But I've got a cool gun.
We've never seen a species with this sensory ability you have.
It was common among my people, imparting experience through touch, the chemistry of life. Complicated ideas could be absorbed in seconds.
That sounds very useful.
We evolved.
That thing that Goku did that one time and then never remembered.
Never did again. He did it because they didn't want to write 5 pages of manga.
Yeah, just like, oh, I don't want to give have to do a full recap of Namek to Goku. Just cool, yeah, read your mind, cool, got it. Oh wait, Goku, you can do that? What? No.
It's like, here's just a pro tip: if you're ever like watching Dragon Ball and a power that comes out of nowhere gets introduced, like, why the fuck they never talked about or done that again? It's because Toriyama didn't give a fuck.
And often forgot.
Yeah, it's why like Goku learned to teleport across the universe and no one else learned how to do it. It's like, well, I only did it because it's a plot device, so Goku can just go where he needs to be.
Yeah. And if he were my enemy, I would have given him a wide berth. There is great strength in his genes.
It's just, you know, the obvious one of like, he forgot an entire character between Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. Obviously, it was just the Dragon Ball manga, but maybe, I don't know, he took a bit of a break between writing the two or something, I'm not sure.
Yeah, he forgot all about Launch. And he had no
completely forgot about Launch until people were like, yeah, whatever happened to Launch? He's like, oh, yeah, that was someone. And then I think he nearly forgot about Goten at one point.
Yeah, because someone asked him, like, oh, it's like Goten didn't age between, in the Super movie. Is that something to do with, like, his Saiyan heritage? Like, you know, is it a quirk of his Saiyan heritage? Is he more Saiyan than Goku? Or Gohan was? Because Gohan grew and went, I just forgot.
I had to just whack him in there last minute.
Yeah, I forgot that he was, like, he's not aged. I didn't know how old he was.
I respect it. I respect it so hard. I've just been, I don't know.
Yes.
So why do you fucking nerds care so much? You think it isn't Goku cool?
It's like Goku got a new hair color. You're not happy.
Thank you for talking with me. I never imagined actually meeting a Prothean.
Neither did I. I didn't think I'd have the 8 quid to pay for one.
Oh?
To discover the most primitive races of my time now rule the galaxy. The Asari, the humans, the Turians.
There's also the Solarians.
The lizard people evolved.
I believe they're amphibian.
They used to eat flies.
They still do.
Wait, the fucking lizards got in? Like, really?
I am known as Javik.
And welcome aboard the Normandy, Javik.
Yeah. I love that. I like, the fucking lizards are on your council. Like, man, you guys must be in trouble.
There's some bitches on this council, that sounds of it.
And
you
like,
guys fucking suck.
It's not quite like Ashley levels.
Well, he's got a legit excuse of.
For him,
I'm
like,
literally from a different time.
I'm literally from 50,000 years ago, where none of you had figured out writing or anything yet. Like, they were literally lizards to us.
Yeah, the last time I saw a human, it was smearing shit on the wall. Did you not too different from what some of you were up to?
Commander, I found something while scanning Alliance channels. It could be important. Grissom Academy is requesting help. The Reaper invasion front will hit them soon.
I thought the war would close most schools.
Grissom Academy is more specialized than a normal school. It's home to some of the smartest students humanity has to offer. Their Ascension project helps gifted young
Well, that's the thing, I've only done a playthrough with Javik once.
20 years ago,
I think.
You'd have been there.
So, like,
yes, I sent a young man named David Archer there. I'm just surprised
it's really fun to just actually remember his character and his lines and
that
stuff.
might be why they stayed.
This sounds like a job for an evac transport.
Right, and a Turian transport responded to their distress call. But something sounded off in the Turian signal. I had Edie perform an analysis. It's fake. Edie thinks it's Cerberus. She said the fake Turian signal was similar to the one that lured you to a collector ship?
Oh god.
Long story.
In any event, whoever faked the signal wants us to think Grissom Academy's being evacuated. But I believe they're still in danger.
Good catch. Maybe you belong here after all.
If this really is Cerberus, hopefully this operation is something worth investigating. It could be simple disinformation.
Trainer, good catch.
Like, shut
Thank
up.
you, Commander.
You did a good job. Alright? You
Like,
don't
just-
need to keep, like, tripping over yourself.
Just take the compliment.
Yeah. Oh, okay. From Miranda. Because I thought it was going to be another... Oh, no, it's in Purgatory on Omega that Arya Talote wants to meet. Because we'd already had, like, 2 different ones of, like, oh, I need to come and meet you. Like, oh, sorry, you need to come and meet me. Like, meet me in Purgatory. Meet me on Omega. And then I saw meet me on the Citadel. And I thought it was just going to be Arya again. Like, follow-up message. Right. I will not be ignored. Please, Shepard. But yeah, good old Miranda. So I guess we should just head to the Citadel because both Miranda and Caden can talk to, I think, from there.
Yeah, it's like, it seems that both of these have, like, coincided.
Of like, hey, there's probably a few of your old crewmates that you could go talk to on the Citadel.
I wrecked that.
Oh, God.
Oh, Matt, Lucas, I watched, like, X-Men 97 the other day. I was like, is there anything, like, X-Men related we can talk about in Wiki Weekends? And I discovered it might be the most bullshit thing I have ever read, like, comic book-wise. So in X-Men, because they've got, like, the island of Krakoa.
And I presume this is not spoilers for 97, by the way.
It's not sponsored for 97, though. It's something I stumbled on while I was, like, looking up anything about 97, because Krakoa's not in the show. I was like, oh, about Krakoa. On Krakoa, there's, like, 5 mutants who can combine their powers in such a way where they can bring people back to life.
And update the map.
Okay.
They contact the field teams
Yeah.
for progress report.
And they have it on this island. And when M-Day happened, like, when all the mutants got rid of, because the X-Men went back off. When they came back, they say in one of the comics, oh yeah, every single mutant ever lived and went into a special room in heaven where they can get revived.
Oh.
What's your
There's
assignment?
now 2 million mutants, like, from past and future, waiting to be revived.
Oh.
And they just say that these 5 mutants, like, they used to rebro, and every 10 seconds take a scan of someone's memory on the island. If they die, they'd come back to life.
Holy shit.
So just every mutant is just like, we'll never lose any of the X-Men ever again.
There's literally, like, as you said, you know, in one of the Fact Fiend titles, it was like, there's a revolving door in heaven for the X-Men. It's like, yeah, there's literally just like a room where they get stored in case you need to bring them back out.
Yeah, but it's like, the way they describe it, though, they say, oh, it brings, like, the X-Men back to life.
Is this really
But it's not bringing them back to life, it's cloning them, which means that it's not them.
Oh my god, fucking hell.
But the comics don't acknowledge that. It's like, oh yeah, see, if you die, they take a copy of your cerebro scan and bring it to a new body. It's like, that's not resurrection, that's a clone.
Yeah.
No.
Also, I accidentally went to the Citadel and went to the lab. And then,
This guy's just shooting people.
oh,
This
I
big
accidentally started, like, some kind of mission.
This is Commander Shepard. I need C-Sec at my location, now!
You shouldn't be here. The darkness can't be breached.
So I wonder if I've accidentally just started a
Transit
mission that we
records
can't get
show his
out
name
of
is
now.
Derek Hadley. He's worked here for a couple months.
Shepard, I monitored a C-Sec alert from this location. Were you harmed?
I'm fine, but I could use your help.
Like, look how
sorting
much
this out.
cooler that ED design is.
Take a look through their
It's
files.
great.
I need to know what this task force was up to.
At once.
What? What's happening?
You just shot your boss. He's dead.
You just lived the American dream and shot your boss. Well, sick.
Oh no, I was possessed. I didn't know what happened.
Oh man. One of my favourite statistics is the one, like, it just sums up how bad the, like, working world is right now.
No.
Like 40% of people would take, and I quote, a significant pay cut if it meant that their boss got fired.
Holy shit.
It's just like the fact that a near majority of people will take a significant pay cut just to see their boss get fired. They hate them that much.
Then he tried to kill me.
I swear, I didn't!
Commander, this does resemble
To be fair, I'd do it.
indoctrination.
If I had a boss, I'd want to get fired.
Me?
My boss is technically the government. I'd want the government to get fired.
True, I want the government to get
some
fired.
kind of creature. Our field teams have been tracking it.
I mean, yes, Vampire Survivors is very
He
addictive.
sent an audio log if you wanna.
Yeah, that plays itself.
It's literally designed by a guy who was
Turn back.
making casino games and went, hey, I really am good at making casino games, but I don't like the manipulative, side of casino games. Like, me being good at these games means people are losing more money
Message from Dr. Bryson to Admiral
to gambling, and like, I don't like that. So then he took all of like, the cool, flashy, like, exciting dopamine hit things of like the like all like the different like you play at the casino and stuff, like the spin games and stuff like that, and yeah, just went and made Vampire Survivors with a small team instead.
Like the stuff that like EA.
There is also a follow-up message from a few weeks later.
Admiral, the Reapers are shadowing the field teams as if they're hunting Leviathan themselves. Whatever it is, I believe Leviathan is nothing less than a
this is Leviathan.
Killer. Almost an apex predator, and it has them nervous. If we could just find it, imagine the impact on the war.
So Leviathan is, like something that can literally, like, hunt down Reapers.
Your top priority, Doctor. Find that thing.
It appears we were meant to be that assistance.
I see Bryson's point. Anything capable of bringing a Reaper down is worth finding.
Despite the potential
You
danger it
think?
could pose, I would agree.
What a line! Anything worse, we should probably look into it, because if we can kill a Reaper, it might be full for a cause. You think, Shepard?
But it is also potentially dangerous and, like, could potentially indoctrinate people to murder each other.
Is it dangerous? Is it more dangerous than everyone dying?
Yeah, that's the thing, is, like, it's a risk, but at the same time, the other potential risk is the Reapers destroy the entire galaxy.
Well, this is one of those situations where virtually everything can be justified. There is almost no, like, moral quandary that can't be answered by, if I don't do it, literally everybody dies. There is absolutely... You have complete and total, like, moral clarity in every situation you go into. You can be like, well, anything I can do is justified.
Yeah,
everything
possible is justified, because, like, the other thing would be, will the Reapers kill us all?
Yep. It's like, Shepard, you just melted an entire planet of orphanages and kitten factories. It's like, it's worth it, because the Reapers would have melted them anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, it's not an easy decision to make, but at the same time...
The thing is it an easy decision, or is it hard, or is it the easiest decision ever?
Maybe not, like, morally easy.
Morally, yeah, but...
Like, in terms of... It's a very easy decision to make in terms of, like, well, should we take a risk on being able to win, or should we just accept losing? Like, but the moral question of, like, oh, you let all the puppies drown. It's like, yeah, but that means we could stop the Reapers.
It bought us 1 extra second. Every puppy we burn is 1 second, and that's how you get 40k.
Yeah, basically. But, I guess, like, we're just locked in this room for now, so what I'll do is, because, like, starting a brand new mission, like, dawn midnight, I'll just leave it there for today.
Yes.
We can come into starting the Leviathan mission properly next time.
Yeah. Also, as well, that wasn't a joke, by the way. That is literally 40k. They say the Emperor of Mankind, they sacrifice, like, 100,000 people to him every single day. Just to keep him alive.
Yeah, and to just keep things running. It's like, it's easier to just let people die than be less efficient.
Yeah, and can you believe that this is inspired by 1980s Thatcher era politics? They're just sacrificing thousands of people to keep this Like to keep this golden throne, this idea of a past time that we hold up as being superior. We're going to sacrifice thousands and thousands of people to keep this person on the throne propped up.
Yeah.
And that's the message about. I wonder how British people were inspired by when they wrote that.
Oh dear, and on that note, we will return to Mass Effect next week and start this Leviathan mission.
Hell yeah, I want to see the Leviathan mission. I want it to just be a thing that eats Reapers.
I think it basically is.
Just nibbles on the Reapers.
Give a good little nibble.
Isn't the nom-nom.
Thank you all for joining, everyone. I'll be back tomorrow with Zelda as usual, and then some Pokemon-related thing on Thursday. Not sure if I'm going to be doing battles or something a bit different, but I don't want to keep doing battling every week, because I know it is a bit hard for some people to get into.
I think it's good, though. I like watching it. Do it for me.
Do it for charge a bug. But yes, everyone, thank you very much for watching, and I hope everyone has a lovely day, evening, or night, wherever you are.
Cheers, everybody.